Hey everybody, it's Keith with Bob CNC. Welcome to Shop Talk, and as always, I'm here with my best friend Robert. I have trouble saying that.
I
Straight
tell.
face.
You know what? You can tell it's just all marketing. There's no truth in it.
No, they're very little. Yeah.
If I didn't
New and improved.
if I
That's
didn't
what I'm all
know
about.
any better, I'd be hurt. But I know you love me.
Well, marketing works. I guess.
There you go.
But anyway,
Man, he's good.
today we're going to talk about, in our continuing series on the things you need to be aware of as you're shopping for a CNC.
Yeah.
A thing, it has to do with connecting a spindle,
Okay.
which is, that's kind of an esoteric, what are you even talking
I
about?
can't spell esoteric. I have no idea.
I could if I sat down and had spell check.
Okay.
But the deal is, there have been times, more than once, that I have set up a workpiece, I've loaded the file, I've zeroed my bits, I am ready to go, and I fire up UGS and I say, run the program, and sure enough, the Z descends into the material and starts moving, but I forgot to turn the router on.
I've never done that.
You're a liar.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens for sure.
I mean, I've broken any number of bits.
Matter of fact, for a while in production, one of our guys put on the computer, turn router on first, right?
Yeah.
So that
Yes.
you can remember. It's sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of things happen.
Wouldn't it be cool to have a router that automatically came on when you push the play button?
You know, if you're working for a large manufacturer and you're milling steel or fabricating aluminum or whatever, you know, those machines are going to have what do you call it? The hitches went right out of my head.
I don't know, but they have doors that close everything off. They have
Yes,
fluid,
that's not what I was
have
talking
lots
about.
of stuff. Automatic spindle, turn on.
That might be.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But
okay.
anyway.
Good thing we're friends.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about how, you know, why don't we have an automatic way to just turn on the spindle using G-code?
I get, first of all, a lot of simple machines or hobby machines have this feature where you can use M codes to turn on and off the spindle.
Right.
And ours is capable of doing that. The reason why we opted not to do that is because a lot of our customers are brand new to CNC, right? And when you're brand new to something, you don't want something turning on and off that you don't know about, right? So it can be very dangerous. I mean, even if you have one, you should be aware of, electronics fail, or somebody comes in and thinks you're ready and pushes the play button, or you have the laptop. Just whatever. For whatever reason, that spindle can come on automatically, and you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So we opt out of that. So if you want to connect an IoT switch to our routers, it's pretty easy. An IoT switch, you can buy them a lot of different places, but you have a 5-volt connection where if you put 5 volts to it, it actually closes the circuit that will allow a plugged-in device, whether it's your lamp or a router or anything, to turn on. So our controller has pins. It's already in the firmware. You don't have to change anything. You can just hook that up, and then you can have automatic on-off control. Just remember that if you do that, it's going to be automatic. So really cool, because then you don't have that accident like we've done, where you forget to turn it on and you break the bit, or drag something right across your workpiece.
Yeah, you have to turn the router on, you have to turn the router off.
Right.
And another reason we've done that, it just has to do with a philosophy of manufacturing, simple, cost-effective design.
Yeah.
We wanted to get something out that's dead nuts dependable,
Right.
with the least amount of investment as possible, which gives you the best value.
So that Makita trim router that we use is the one that we found out that holds up the best for us. Now, if you're looking for a CNC, especially if you're going to the more expensive CNCs, you're going to find a Spindle. Spindle has lots of advantages, and we've talked about this in other videos, but the bottom line is most of those will be a brushless motor, and they have a VFD, a little box that's attached. It's a variable frequency drive. It's a 3-phase motor that you'll be able to control the RPM and turn it on and off. Now, those will require a little bit of configuration and proper connection, or you won't get anything out of them. and if you connect them wrong, you won't ever get anything out of them.
What would be the value of that?
Well, the value for me is, you know, I've heard they're quiet, and they are, but if I turn the Makita down to 10 or 15,000 RPMs, it's pretty quiet as well, right? But you have to slow down your feed rate. But a spindle can run at a lot faster RPMs and still maintain that noise level, right? It's not very quiet. And most of them probably, not probably, you can get them to different horsepower, but the ones that you're going to buy are a little more horsepower than a trim router. Right? So, and you can, like I said, you can set the RPM and you can turn it on and off from the G-code. Again, my personal preference is just simple, cost effective, because I can take, you know, the only thing that really goes bad on the trim router is the brushes, and I can get an extra set and put those in 3 or 4 minutes. But, you know, and we said this in the last video, if you're wanting a variable speed and an on and off, then you might as well go for the tool changer, because that's the only time they have really value. I mean, I can set my number and whatever when I run the file of what I'm cutting manually, or I can have it in the G-code.
So now you're looking at a machine that you're going to be able to automate the tool change.
Yeah.
What kind of cost is that putting you in?
Well, I think the last time I looked at Spindle that had an automatic tool changer, the Spindle itself was around $1,500, and then you have to buy the tools. But the advantages this gives you is just, especially in the industry. Now, let's just say for us woodworkers, okay, I'm doing a carve that I have like 4 different bits, right? I got a roughing bit, and then I got a bull nose that I want to do some stuff, and then a V bit. Well, all of those can be in a tool changer, and I can pull them off when I want. So I got to stop the router, right? And then I put the new bit in, and that bit has a feed rate and therefore an RPM that it needs to be set at.
Right.
So if I have an automatic tool change, then this variable speed and the on-off, it makes a lot of sense, because now I push the button and I come back and I have a finished project. Of course, with that, now I have bit offsets. I have another level of complexity to set that project up.
Right.
But when you do that, I mean, you know, you can imagine if you're working for production, you know, time is money. Wouldn't it be great to have a file set up, have all my bits set up, push a button, come back a couple hours later, and boom, it's complete. Instead of having to stop it, you know, change the bit, set the 0, load another file and get started, set the RPM, that type of thing. So yeah, so VFDs are nice, right? And if you're in a production environment, or if you just like to have cool stuff, then for sure.
Well, guys, if you have any questions about this kind of stuff, you can get a hold of us at the help desk at bobcnc.com. I think we only got a couple more in this series, and
Okay.
we'll have this thing wrapped up.
All right.
But till then, guys, we'll see you.